I like throwing out a curveball at the beginning. If for both of you, if someone has actually never seen anything that you've done before, what is the first thing you want them watching and why?
Oh wow. Yeah, I'd say Princess Diaries too, just to see how much hair I can have. I've never had the best of luck with hair in films, but
What do you
it just
mean?
means that I have hair. I mean, my hair in that fucking film.
I need to go and watch that
Check
one.
it out.
Okay.
It's a something.
Oh, wow.
And I got to work with Gary Marshall and Anne Hathaway and all a bunch of stuff, but it's mostly for the hair.
Mostly for the hair.
Yeah.
Right on.
And
What would I want them to watch? Oh, Norbit, of course. Things that's the only one everyone has seen, so let's just stick with it. Norbit.
I'll be honest, of all the answers I expected out of both of you, neither of those were the ones, and I say awesome.
You're welcome.
I love it. Listen,
We aim to please.
And you did 100%. Listen, I know you guys both read a lot of scripts. What was it about this script that said, "Oh, I definitely want to do this"?
It was just simply one of the better scripts I've ever read. It's one of the best scripts I've ever read, front to back, no question. I've read it repeatedly, which is hard to do sometimes with the stuff you read. I was constantly surprised. It has an incredible romance at the center and the heart of it. It's got a great yarn, a great puzzle. It's an espionage spy thriller, so it's got the cobblestones and the European streets and the street lamps and the great lighting and all of it. It's basically straight down the center, pierce the heart of my cinema lover's body. So this is the kind of film I want to go see on a Friday night. It's the kind of film I want to sit down and make a bunch of popcorn and listen to the rain hit the roof while I watch it. It's just my kind of film. So I loved every part of it.
Do you want to?
Why this film? I mean, obviously, Chris has just laid it out, but me personally, it was just out of the blue an absolutely fantastic opportunity, truly, in every way. We were in a pandemic, in lockdown, and yet we were going to try and complete this ambitious project. The script was fantastic. And then, obviously, you can have all of that and maybe not gel with the people you're working with, but I really enjoyed Janus's ideas about the movie and really loved Bjorn McEnroe and the work he's done. Loved Armadillo, his documentary. Absolutely
Incredible.
fucking amazing, man. And then Chris wants to do this movie and is producing it. It was just bang, 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 all the pieces. Sometimes you get that. They fall into place. I mean, Chris has been doing it for years, but for me, it was just like this gift wrapped there. Silver platter, go. Get your heels on, have a nice time. Really, it's wonderful.
So the entire movie pretty much rests on that restaurant scene. It's the beginning, middle, and end. It's everything. And I'm curious, as actors, when you know that this is such an important part of the movie, could you sort of talk a little bit about how you like to prepare for like big scenes that you might be filming? I like talking about actors and like their process. Is there a certain thing, like a certain way you like to get ready that is maybe changed along the way, or do you have a similar routine?
I would say that when I first started out, I was very result oriented, and I watch performers who do this as well, who I'm intrigued by, although it's not the process which I follow. But in order to protect a performance, you keep the performance between boundaries that are quite tight. And what I see in those performers is that they know what they want to do. They probably don't trust the director or editor to deal with it. So they kind of want to give a performance about that big so they can basically guarantee that their performance will look a certain way. I very much used to approach things that way. And as I've gotten older and more invested in the experience and the journey of it, I have a lot of time divesting myself of the responsibility of figuring out what the fuck it's going to look like and really just playing on the day. I might have an idea of what I want to do, and I've thought a lot about it and how my own self resonates with it. But mostly, I just want to go party. I want to go like, what are you doing? What are you bringing to the table? Let's play. Let's figure it out. And it could completely change.
You need to have that spontaneity, don't you? Really.
But some people, I don't think, I think that is very actor dependent. It's very, very,
absolutely.
very actor dependent.
And project dependent too.
Yeah.
I think for the scene that you were talking about, the restaurant scene, one of the things that was quite complex about it, which is one of the reasons why I'm so glad I've worked in theatre, actually, is because we approached it really like a sort of piece of theatre, because we're talking pages and pages and pages, and it wasn't all on camera. A lot of it would go into flashbacks. But in order to give Janus the full freedom, in case he did want to play some of it not in flashback, we basically shot the whole thing as a conversation, even though in the script, a lot of it was in flashback. Do you understand? Like, there'd be our voiceover, but you'd be seeing scenes. But we had to do the whole thing, just in case. So it was pretty, I approached it like a piece of theatre, where it's not just about learning one scene, it's learning 10 pages of work. And you don't usually do that in film, do you? You do the one scene you're gonna do that day, or the 3 scenes, depending on the budget of the movie. But this was way more, and I'm glad that I had that experience in theatre before approaching those scenes, honestly.
My last question, Chris, I have to ask you, I'm a big fan of your directors on Dungeons and Dragons, and that is the reason why I am actually really looking forward to the movie, the filmmakers, and obviously your performance. But what can you tease?
Snuck in there with that one.
But being honest, like the director is obviously very important to delivering what you're going to see. What can you tease people about the movie, because it's been sort of quiet, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh man, well, what I will say is we had a hell of a fun time making it. There was a lot of laughs. The way that I've been describing it, it's like Game of Thrones mixed with a little Princess Bride, just a smidge of Holy Grail. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's somewhere in that ballpark. It's a lot of fun. It's got a lot of thrills. It's poppy. It's 80s heartfelt. There's like a bit of Goonies in there. My character is he's the ultimate party planner. I think it's gonna be really good. I mean, who fucking knows? But I think we got a good shot, and John are killer guys. They know comedy and they know heart, and we had a great cast and we had a good time making it, and that's all you can ask for.
That's the reason I'm so excited. Listen, both of you, congrats on the movie, and I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you for giving me your time.
Thanks, White Trap.
Thank
See
you
ya.
so much.